So let's get into this, Jason, because you really did send a signal. I mean, I had the aha moment when you mentioned that this morning, and I'm not really wishy-washy about things. It sounded like a great idea. There's no question, I've been feeling a lot of overwhelmed on a personal and professional level lately, let's just say 2019. So in an effort to learn some new techniques and to minimize some of those habits, I, like everybody else, went to Google and found these answers. So the first one was delegating. You had said delegating was delegated and elevating. So what I found was use the following principles to delegate successfully. 1, clearly articulate the desired outcome. So there's the outcome. Here's the problem. How do we get there?
Well, what you want to do is you want to tell somebody what you want to accomplish. You don't want to
necessarily concise. You can't just give
what
them.
I'm trying to say, you don't want to tell them how to get there. You know what I mean? Because other people a lot of people have different ways of doing things. So you want to just go to somebody and say, this is my desired result, and be as clear as possible, like you said, on what you want it to look like. But you don't have to necessarily tell them how they need to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Focus on the outcome, not the output.
Yeah. Boom. There you go, Nick. Yeah.
2, clearly identify constraints and boundaries.
Yeah. So one of the constraints could be your own delegation. So like one of the mistakes that people make a lot of time, they're like, I'm so overwhelmed and I need to delegate things. And then they try delegating like 10 things all at once to the same person. And that does not work well. You got to do it piece by piece.
3, where possible, include people in the delegation process. Well, of course you would.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, before you actually delegate anything, you want to find out if you can automate it.
Right. I would say automation.
Like try to automate
automation
something.
over delegation for sure.
Let's try to automate something.
Yeah.
That should be the first thing that you think about is like, can I automate this as opposed to delegating to somebody. So like, for example, if you are having trouble finding the time to follow up on like your past due invoices, like collections or something like that. One of the things you could think to yourself is, well, I have to train, Jim, I know you probably do that for your company, and you might think to yourself, well, I need to hire an admin to help me with that and a bunch of other stuff. Well, the first thing you should ask yourself is, can my ERP system do it for me? And a lot of times the answer is yes. Mm-hmm. And I know with my system, I can just program it to do some of those things and create those emails and send them out. And, so that should be the first thing that you ask is how can I automate this over actually delegating it so that you can actually take the right things and delegate.
I actually have a decent example of delegation and automation from last week. I hired a customer success specialist and he helps all of sales and marketing and service with, just get the information they need. And I put together like, here's what I want to see on all the different sales reports for every region, for every product group. And I want to see everyone's calendar. I want to see this. I want to see that. And right now he's compiling all those reports manually. And it's going to take him a ton of time. And I know there's a way to build like an automated dashboard that just produces these reports every other week. And I'm hoping that he discovers how to build those dashboards. I'm going to kind of guide him there, but I don't know how to make the dashboard. I'm not going to do it for him.
No,
He's going to learn like, okay, I got to do this manually and it kind of sucks doing it. There's got to be a way to automate this. And
right.
that's the outcome I really want. It's just an automated dashboard.
Right. That's a great idea. That's awesome. 4, match the amount of responsibility with the amount of authority. So
yeah, I mean, there's all different kinds of authority levels that you can give people, like you can call them authority levels or delegation levels. So you could be like, okay, I want
you can't give a new hire your login and password to your Chase account, right, to pay the bills, right? I get it. That's.
Well, you could,
but you're not matching the responsibility with the authority.
Well, what I was going to say is like you could delegate to somebody and be like, there's different levels of delegation. So you can go to somebody and say, I want you to pay all my bills. And you can be like, that's just open-ended. I want you to take care of this. Or you can go to them and say, this is how you pay bills. This is who you prioritize. So there's different like kind of levels of authority level of way that you delegate it to people. And you need to really systematically think through those different levels.
So like in the example of the kid I was talking about, he needs to show me that my sales guys are logging all their calls. And if they're not logging their calls, he doesn't exactly have the authority to kind of get on their case about that.
Yeah.
He brings that to me and I can say, hey guys, you really got to log your calls. Ethan ran your report and nothing showed up on it.